Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Acres here. I just want to put out a quick video on why I'm switching from the GoPro Hero 10 to the DJI Osmo Action 4. Now, I'm not a camera tech guy. I figure out what I like. I do a lot of research online to figure out what's what. And to be honest, just in the last 6 to 12 months, I've been getting really frustrated with the GoPro. I've only been doing YouTube for about 1.5 years now. Not a big geek about it. I like to make videos of the things that I do, which is a bunch of random different things. I mean, almost everything. Working on cars, working on houses. I do firewood. I could be pulling trees out of the woods, fallen trees, and then skidding them out of the woods with a tractor or my four-wheeler. Then I'll go ride a motorcycle or a dirt bike or the same four-wheeler or a snowmobile. And then like this summer, I did a whole bunch of land clearing where I'm pulling trees out of the ground, or cutting trees down and then pulling the stumps out of the ground. Just you name it, I'm into it. Just this last 3 days, I tore a roof off a house, literally the whole roof, like shingles, sheathing, rafters, trusses, all the way down to the top plates on the sides of the wall. So a buddy of mine, he's trying to move a house. Anyway, I do all sorts of stuff, and time is precious, right? It's like I tell my kid, time is the one thing you can't buy more of. And this GoPro has been really frustrating me. So I did this Jeep video recently where floorboards are wet and I'm climbing around in there and my GoPro is constantly dying. It's just so annoying, all right? It either overheats and shuts off on its own, or it'll, the battery will die and it won't tell me, it just turns off. And there's been times where I'm filming for an hour plus. Now, granted, I know the batteries in these things don't usually last that long, but I'm just going along and all of a sudden I turn around, the camera's off. I'm like, oh, when did that happen? I don't know. And then to change out the accessories on this, the battery, is everything about it just frustrates me, completely, thoroughly frustrates me, which is why I made the switch. I'm tired of dealing with the stupid little things that could easily be fixed, and DJI did easily fix them. So let me show you just the things that I find most important and useful that a lot of these other reviews that I saw don't necessarily point out. You get bits and pieces of it, but for me, it's just the ease of use, the overall ease of use. One of the things that always frustrated me, I got the big camera, a Sony ZV-E10 or whatever it is, and I really like this Rode Wireless Go 2 system, wireless mic system. Works great, it has a long range, but I wanted to be able to use it with my GoPro because I'm doing a lot of things where, I'll walk around the other side of a car and now the GoPro can't hear me. So I wanted to be able to use that. Now, one of the issues I have with GoPro is if I'm just using it as is and I go to do say a short video, I hold it upright. A lot of the times my thumb or finger, whatever, covers up the mic hole. So irritating. I'll go to do post video editing and all I hear is muffled noises because I was covering up the doggone mic port. So that's one issue. But back to the Rode Wireless, the only way you can hook up a friggin' mic to these things is via this stupid expensive media mod, which is cumbersome and a pain in the butt, and I'll show you more about that in a second. Or a weird dongle that you have to put in a cage and this and that, and it's expensive too. So they just make everything complex and not necessary. The user experience, the ergonomics, well, not ergonomics, but user-friendly, it's just ridiculous. Now, I'm gonna bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can get a better look at exactly what I'm talking about. We'll go over the things that are the biggest deal to me on why I switched. All right, so let's go over the basics right quick first. They both feel really good in the hand. They both have that robust quality feel to them. You can see that they're about the same size. Now the DJI is just a smidge shorter, but they're both about the same length. So overall, comparable, right? Now I just finished putting on the screen protectors. I use the tempered glass screen protectors. And this one, it's been great. There's one on the front and there's one on the lens as well. Now the issue I have here is that, let's get rid of this little foam ball that's on here. It's supposed to be removable. I put it on there. Oh yeah, it slides off, that's right. Okay, so we open this guy up, and the first problem I had with the media mod is that when you go to slide it in there, yeah, you got to pull the little cap off, get rid of that, right? So now your battery is going to be tucked in. We'll get to that in another second. This doesn't fit in with that screen protector there. See the little gap right in here? So what I've had to learn to do is take a fingernail when I'm sliding it into the media mod, put my fingernail right in the edge here so that it widens the gap in here, which is ridiculous. So this gap right here, I stick my fingernail in there, slide it in so that the screen protector can go underneath this edge of the media mod, then it will close. And even then, it's a bit of a tight fit. So that's problem number one. And I need these screen protectors, all right? I'm doing all sorts of crazy stuff. So now that it's like this, it's really handy, okay? I still hate this part right here, and I can't tell you how many times I went to put that dumb screw in there, and it's on the wrong side where this little cutout is. And I start going from this side and it doesn't fit. So another pain in the butt. These are the little things that frustrate me about GoPro that are solved now with the DJI. All right, so now we got it like this, and I do have a cold shoe, which is great because I like to use my Rode. So I put that on there. Now this is the transmitter, obviously. This would go on my body, but I'm using it right now. So that would go there, then my wire would go wrap around here and go into the port, the mic port, that's handy. That's why I bought this, right? And you can mount it both on either side, it doesn't matter, and that's great, okay? And then I've picked up a couple different attachments over the last year and a half to be able to mount this thing vertically, sideways, whatever, using different attachments, which it's still a pain in the butt because you only have one mount here on the bottom, right? So it's still kind of a pain in the butt. Now, like I was complaining about earlier, what inevitably happens is I'm going along and wherever this is mounted, whether it's on a windshield mount with my tractor or whatever, it doesn't matter, going along and it overheats or it dies. I've done it before where I was plowing driveways, now it's a little bit warmer in the truck, but I'm just going along and it dies. So now I have to go through the whole pain in the butt of getting the battery out, which like this, now you have to unscrew it from your mount, flip your things. I can't even tell you how many times I went to just go ahead on the mount, pop this thing open and go to slide it out and realize it's stuck, right? You go to slide it out and it's stuck. And then you're like, ah, crap, now I got to get my fingernail back in here, get this thing stuffed back in so I can get these tabs down, then get it back out. Now I can change out my battery. All right, just a huge pain in the butt. Now compare that to this. Now I don't like the box that they sent you, or the cage that DJI sends you. It doesn't really do much. It opens up, it doesn't even open up. It breaks the cage a little bit so it has a little bit of wiggle room. You slide your, let's see here. You slide it in and then it locks down. So, it is a nice cage. It feels good. I'm sure it'll do a great job protecting it, but it doesn't offer that access to the battery. But we'll fix that here in a second. However, at least with the cage that you get with DJI, which you don't even get with a GoPro, but with this one, you can mount your magnetic mount, which is fantastic in itself. Now, rather than doing that dumb screw thing every single time I need to take the camera off, boom, it's done. But with this cage, it also has a vertical mount, which is absolutely incredible. And that's this cage, which I am ditching immediately because of the whole battery access thing. Same complaint I have about this guy. So let's do this. I'm getting ready to put the other cage. This is a small rig cage on it, and I'll show you the size comparison here. So let's put this guy back together. And again, I have to go through the pain in the butt here. All right, now that's that. Now this guy is fantastic. I haven't even really used it yet. I just got it in the mail today. You take your camera, slide it in from the back, you close the back door, boom. That's it. Now let's look at the overall size of these two. Okay, now is one really better than the other? I don't know. The small rig aluminum cage, feels pretty stout, but so does the media mod. But you look at it, is the aluminum cage, does it make it really that much bigger? It might be a little bit deeper there, but overall, it's no different than the two cameras by themselves. All right, so now that you've seen the size difference, let's take a quick look at the accessories here. This is the original DJI magnetic clip-on mount that basically gets rid of these dumb little flip-out tabs. It clips right on. Not only does it clip on the bottom, quick release, you just pop your little tabs loose. The magnet is actually really strong, so you pop your tabs loose and pull it. It also has a vertical mount, so quick release vertical mount built right in. I don't have to undo tabs, undo screws, and I've already got a tripod set up with a small rig ball and socket head on it. And then I had to do a little fumbling here, but I really like these Falcam F38, the Ulanzi Falcam F38 quick release systems. So I started setting this up. So I've got my setup with the Falcam and then a DJI quick release base on it. Snaps right in, solid, right? You just pop it loose. Now I can go vertical. And what's best is I don't even have to take this off the tripod or off the mount or off of anything. I don't even have to take it out of the cage anymore to swap out my battery. I can access one side right there. I can access, well, if it is on this side, then I do have to do that. The other side, let's see here. I'm still new at this one. Push our button, slide it one way or the other. I don't remember which. I think it's down. There it goes. Pops open. Battery slot pops open. Now I think this screw here, there we go. There we go. Now we can get the battery out. I don't even have to take it off the tripod, at least when it's in the vertical. I hadn't seen that yet, so my apologies for that. But at least in the horizontal, you don't have to take off the camera or the cage to get to the battery, which is amazing. Why can't GoPro do that? We're on a GoPro 12 right now, and you still have to disconnect the whole darn thing to get to the battery. It's absolutely insane. So that, to me, right there makes it totally worth it. Now, all the other videos that I've seen talking about battery life, DJI hands down, you know, like 90 minutes or something like that. It's insane. GoPro can't even touch it, at least this Hero 10. I know the 12 does a little bit better, but it's not much. The overheating issue, gone. It's not even existent on this one. Every review I've watched said that they've ran this camera on 4K until the battery was dead, and they couldn't get it to overheat. Now, some of them said when they did it like 4K, 120 slow-mo or something like that, they could get it to shut off because of overheat. But I mean, that's just insane there. Nobody's doing that. At least most people aren't. So now I've got my quick release set up with a camera that shoots amazing video. I can access the battery. The battery will last a lot longer. It won't shut off from overheating. And it also, this cage has built-in cold shoes right on it. All right? So, I mean, that's fantastic. Absolutely amazing. Now, the other amazing thing about this is that these guys actually just realized, hey, let's not make it complicated to hook up an external mic. So you can literally just hook up a USB-C to USB-C and plug your Rode Wireless Go 2 straight in. Boom to boom. You don't need any adapters, just a USB-C to USB-C, and now you're rolling. So easy and intuitive. GoPro, I hope you wake up and listen. You're losing a lot of people right now, I guarantee it. All right, I'm gonna go over a couple more things right quick. One of the things that people have mentioned, and I personally haven't tried, is the startup time. So I'm gonna try to hit both buttons at the same time and see which, actually we'll flip it over so we can see the back screens. Now, I can't fit my thumb in between the screw and the quick release tab, so I gotta flip it around. But that's still way better than unscrewing the screw, right? All right, let's try this. Back screen to back screen. We'll hit both buttons at the same time. Media mod connected, yeah, we know. You know what, let me try this again without the cages on them. Now they're both cleaned up, ready to try again. Here we go, 3, 2, 1. I'd say that was significantly faster. DJI wins. Now, granted, this is the Hero 10, not the 12. shut them off. Let's see, power button, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I didn't hold it long enough. Let's try that again. 3, 2, 1. Yep. Okay, now I've also heard the DJI, and I haven't tested this, this is all new to me. You can hit the shutter button and it'll do a quick start or something like that. Let's try that. Yeah, she's complaining about no card in, that's fine. DJI was still quicker. Okay, so those right there, to me, again, DJI wins. All right, so another thing that they did was add a touch screen to the front. So if you're vlogging or talking to the camera, or it's in the case and you've got it hard mounted somewhere, you can just swipe through your settings right quick, right on the front, you know? How amazing is that? Come on, GoPro, get with the program. If you're currently using a GoPro or you're trying to make a decision on, you know, which action camera to get, whether the GoPro, DJI, I know there's a few others which personally I'm not familiar with. I can tell you hands down, the DJI is light years ahead of GoPro, just in usability, all right? Between external mic hookups, between pulling the batteries off, between using your quick disconnects versus that silly screw all the time. Sure, you still need a screw to hook up your quick disconnect, or the mount, the magnetic mount, but so much quicker than using that screw assembly. The simple fact that the battery lasts longer and I don't have to disconnect everything to get at the battery, and I can plug in my microphone, that alone would have made me get a DJI first. Like if I'd have known that when I was first getting into this, I would have never touched GoPro. So now I'm invested in this GoPro and I need to offload it. So I'm gonna go ahead and post it locally. I mean, it's still in excellent condition. It works great. And you know, they are a good platform, no doubt about it. And there's about a bazillion accessories. Now, most of those accessories that use that two-prong system will work just fine with the DJI. So I'm probably gonna keep most of those, like the chesty and all that stuff. My windshield mounts and helmet mounts, and you know, I use all of that stuff quite frequently, so I'll be keeping most of that, and it hooks right up to this. I really like this small rig guy here. I use it for both the main camera that I use, the Sony, but this one works just as well. So I can pop it off of here, you know, throw the camera on here. I could throw it on a chest mount, and I could throw it on a helmet mount, and I could do all sorts of things with it, and it's just super easy to use. I am so over this GoPro and the problems and the hassle. Every time I touch the GoPro, it's a hassle to use. And the battery, you know, I could be at, you know, 57%, which for me, I should get, you know, 20, 30 minutes, no problem, right? 5 minutes into a video, I'm trying to weld something or I'm under a car, and it powers down. Like, you gotta be kidding me. So I hope that helps everybody. I know for me, this is gonna be, you know, almost life-changing. It's just the hassle. I'm so over it. I told Mrs. H, I'm done with this GoPro. It was actually working on the truck over here behind me, the Centurion, which I have a couple videos out if you wanna check it out. Very rare vehicles, and it is super cool. But yeah, I was working on the truck and be using the GoPro, and it's dead. Now I've got to take the media mount off and take the battery out and go over and change everything out. And it's so time consuming and cumbersome. It's just a royal pain in the butt. Great product, you know, let me rephrase that. You get a good product out of it, but as far as the product itself, it's just lacking in so many areas that are so easy to fix. You know, they did it. DJI did it. They're on Model 4 right now, and they've fixed everything that's a problem with GoPro. Thanks again. Appreciate y'all watching. If you got any questions or comments, you know what to do. We'll see you on the next video.